Justin Champney. I'm the CEO and founder of Buildabrand.com. Buildabrand is an online brand delivery system that allows entrepreneurs and individuals to acquire a strategically correct brand identity at the same speed and price point as buying a domain name. So it allows you to get real with your business identity very quickly. And we also have, part of our system also delivers print merchandising and design fulfillment as well. So I'm going to talk to you about my, my fundraising process over the last 12 months. But before I talk about the Series A round that I've just raised, I thought I'd jump straight back to when I first got the idea. I don't know how far you are into making your businesses, your ideas, or your concepts a reality. But I started my journey when I was in full-time employment. I had this idea for this disrupting branding service, and I was talking about it a lot. I was networking and sharing the idea with others. A lot of people didn't believe I could do it, didn't believe it would work, and didn't believe it would be a success. So I just got on with it, and I got started. I taught myself PHP to build the prototype. And a brilliant reference for me was a book called Getting Real by 37 Signals, which is a bunch of graphic designers that built a project management tool to manage their own creative work, and then this has become one of the, Basecamp has become one of the best online project management tools, and they talked about their process. And I used this as a benchmark for everything I did in the kind of, I'd say, pre-angel and post-angel phase. I raised 50,000 from an angel investor, actually while I was eating fish and chips in the members club, Adam Street. I was playing with a prototype, and somebody who I'd shown it to before said, "Would you like to show Rena?" I was the MD of Dow Jones in Russia. What I was up to, and I showed her, and I just finished an angel presentation based on a lot of the reading I had from this book, and I was just talking about facts while I was showing the prototype and actually eating food at the same time, because I didn't realize that she was likely to invest. And at the end, she really liked the brand that was created from our system, and she says, "Great, I'd like to do this." And I thought she wanted to buy the brand, but she actually wanted to invest. So she was a very, very fantastic early stage asset to have. And I just think you never know where your first lot of money is going to come from, and you never know who the right person is. So just believe in your idea and get it out there and start doing it. And I'm more of an iterative person. So at this stage, I hadn't put together a business plan. I hadn't looked at the market. I just knew this idea could become a reality, so I pursued it. One of the most, I think one of the essential components of me being able to raise funding was that Buildabrand is disruptive. Buildabrand, I don't know if you're familiar with the branding or design process, but normally you brief a designer or you brief an agency, then you go through a series of sketch rounds. This is based on their ability to interpret your brief, your ability to brief them. It's an expansive process. It's a large investment, both with time and money, and the outcome, to an extent, is can be anything. It depends how well the process is managed. So what Buildabrand does, Buildabrand reverse the whole process, and we use an algorithm to match your business ambitions to to creative assets that are designed by designers in our database. And then we use visualization technology to produce instant artwork on demand. This is completely disruptive to the traditional business models in the industry, and that helped us get a lot of early stage traction. There was TechCrunch did an early blog post about Buildabrand. It was just from a dinner discussion that I had with Mike Butcher at a networking event. He decided to write about it. Luckily, we had a holding page on our homepage that people could sign up and apply for access when we launch. We didn't have the product built. I had a prototype that wasn't scalable, but in one day we had 90,000 people sign up. And Factiva and Reuters picked up the article, and it created dialogue online between designers and entrepreneurs and brand strategists, because the whole product and business model was disruptive. It created its own virality, and that got us a lot of early stage traction. So I think in your product or business model, you should always have a component of disruption, and this was a big part of our success in getting our beachhead, and we didn't even have a product launched, and no one had seen it at that point as well. Traction, I think I've just talked about that. It's easier to walk into a door when you've got traction, and you can, to an extent, prove that your product or service or business model can work or is working, even if it's on a micro level. It makes the product or the idea reality, and it was a big part of our success having that. Team. I'm sure other people have talked about this, and you're aware of this, but if you don't have the right team, you're not going to raise money. One thing that I think stretched our process out is none of us are veterans. We're all new entrepreneurs. If you've got someone who's exited in your team or someone that's done it before, it really helps, and it will speed up your process. We didn't have that. And I think, I don't know if any of you have recently watched The Social Network, but that happens. The journey from taking an idea and raising money and then raising a Series A round, people get involved, people leave, and there is always complications with who believes what is theirs and what is not. So really trust the people that you're taking into the team, and also make sure they have value and that their experience relates to your product or service. We kicked off our VC funding round. I did something a little bit quirky. I knew how hard it was going to be. I talked to other CEOs and founders. I knew that there'd be a lot of rejection. There'd be a lot of people telling us it wouldn't work. We couldn't do it. So I kicked everyone off, and I had them doing a kendo session to kind of get them all fired up. It was actually funny. It was always a reference point for us that we'd take our kendo sticks into battle, because it's going to be hard work, and you need to kind of come from somewhere that has spirit. And a really good guide for me was Guy Kawasaki's The Art of the Start. His book is I would say more focused on raising angel investment, but it's got a lot of good structure in it. And you can learn a lot about how to put together presentations and how to take away all the inessential things that really will bore VCs. Another good thing he says in the book that I made sure the team took on board is that everyone owns the process, and that's really important. That everyone is writing different parts of the business plan or the presentation, and everyone is on board, and you're not just bringing people in for meetings. VCs, angels will see that very quickly. Network. I spent about 3 years networking in the technology sector before I went for a Series A round. Previous to founding Buildabrand, I was the head of brand innovation for McCann Group. So I came from the advertising and branding industry, and that was a great tool for me to talk to people and bring my unique branding knowledge to the tech industry, where there isn't many individuals networking that had my experience, that opened doors for me. I was just helping people with their identities for free, offering them workshops, and that was creating trust, and I was getting referrals, and that really helped me. VCs know all the other VCs. It's a very close network, I think, especially in London. Our 2 offers of investment came from one referral. A guy called Stacey Seltzer, who used to be the biz dev at Juiced, and I actually met him at an NCT class, a child birthing class. And so you don't know where your main assets you're going to find them. And based on his 2 referrals, it led to 2 investment proposals. I think it's really important to meet everyone. You might not think someone is right for you, or you might not. Other people might tell you differently. But I met a lot of people who I knew I wouldn't be able to raise money from, but it put me on their radar. And if I came up in conversation and said, "Oh, we liked his idea, or we liked his product, but it's not the kind of business we invest in, or that's not the business models we're looking to back. Treat the whole fundraising process, I think, like if it's if you're going for sales. We used Highrise to track all our contacts with all the VCs and everyone we met. I think maybe we tipped about 50 VCs and angels into our process. Some of them we had 2 or 3 meetings with. Some of the associates we had maybe 8 meetings with. Just on a step back away from this for a second, I think it's really important to get to kind of skip the associates if you can, and get to the VCs who can bring you to the table quicker. Otherwise, you could end up in a conversational loop with associates until they're totally convinced that they're right to bring you. You can get further quicker if you meet the partners or the principals. But I kept a really good track of everyone we met, what we said, what we presented to them, how many times we met them, phone calls we had, and it became a really useful tool in the end. And we could see what was working and what pitches and what wasn't. And it's just a great database to own as well.